Hey guys, I'm Delicia. Thanks for tuning into my weekly top 5 cigar picks. These, of course, are the cigars that I'm smoking this week, and in hopes of expanding your cigar smoking experience, these are the cigars that I recommend for your week of smoking. Starting with number 5 this week, we have the Kentucky Firecured Swamp Thing. So a lot of fun, kind of matches the color of my dress. That wasn't on purpose, by the way. But it's great for this time of year, something different, just a change up in the regular lineup. It's not a flavored stick, although some people had that confusion in the beginning when it first came out. It's just a process in which the tobacco is cured, so it gives it that kind of more hickory, smoky type of taste, and especially aroma. You definitely pick it up on the aroma. It's one of those cigars that you might want to put in its own bag in your humidor, maybe even double bag it so that it doesn't interfere or send any of its aroma onto your other cigars. However, taking a closer look at it, it is a candela wrapper, and then it's featuring, well, the blend itself is not disclosed, but it's featuring a version, or somewhere in the cigar there's some Kentucky Fire Cured tobacco, so you can definitely pick it up with the aroma. The flavors are a combination of, you do pick up a little bit of a grassy, a slight sweetness from that candela wrapper, but you also pick up a little bit of earthiness. You get definitely a lot of woodsy elements. You get some hickory in there, cedar, but overall it's not a very strong cigar, but it's definitely one that will be appreciated with a nice glass of scotch or just around even a campfire. But definitely something to try out for, again, something a little bit different for your lineup. Moving along to number 4, we have the Romeo San Andres. This is part of the Romeo and Julieta collection by Altadis. So the Romeo is a bit stronger than the regular lineup of things. It is featuring this beautiful San Andres wrapper, one of my favorite wrappers, probably my favorite wrapper, in fact. Just a lot of good flavor with it. It also has a Nicaraguan binder, Dominican and Nicaraguan on the filler. So with this one you get the combinations. You get some white and black pepper. You get a little bit of a dusted chocolate in there. You do get some earthiness, typical to that Mexican San Andres, that kind of gritty earthiness. And then that's kind of the bulk of the flavors that you get throughout. It's not a spectacular stick. It's just it's good. You know, price point is good. It's definitely one that if you're looking for something a little bit stronger, this would be, you know, right up the alley, again, with the price point and just that level of strength and flavor profile. It's a good stick. Moving on to number 3, it's actually the one that I'm smoking. This one is a newer release. This is by La Paulina. This is the blue label. It's a TAA exclusive for 2018, and it has a beautiful little Habano wrapper. It has a Honduran binder and then Honduran and Nicaraguan on the filler. It is made at the Plasencia factory in Honduras. It is only available in the Toro size, and it's smoking beautifully. It has a lot of good flavors, a little bit of an underlying spicy tone to it, kind of not quite a black pepper, but just a little bit of some kind of a pepper in there, just a little bit of a bite to it. Not very strong, fairly balanced. There's a, you know, mixture. I got right away when I lit it up, I had a little bit of that anise almost initially, and then a little bit of like a toasted mixture of kind of like that ground cracker toastiness, and then even a hint of coffee in there, a lighter coffee, not quite like that espresso side of things, more of like a light blonde roast type of a feel to that coffee element that's in there. But all in all, very nice, good flavors that it offers, and again, nice easy draw, beautiful aroma. And returning to the lineup this week from last week, we have the La Aurora Ruby. In case you didn't get to try it out last week, definitely recommended that you give this beautiful Preferido a shot. The Ruby is one of many in the collection of the 1903 editions. They either come in the tube, the Preferido size, or you can get them in, I believe, a little half Corona Petite is the size that they come in now, and there might be another one. I should know this, can't remember off the top of my head, but again, the beautiful Preferido is a very nice way to go when you want to treat yourself. This one is featuring a Brazilian Maduro wrapper, Dominican on the binder, and then Brazilian, Peruvian, and Nicaraguan on the filler. Definitely a medium, stronger medium side of things. You get the espresso notes for sure. You get a mixture of the sweet kind of chocolatey, little bit of leather. You get definite notes of pepper throughout the entire stick. All those flavors that I mentioned are kind of mixed in as you smoke throughout this entire stick, but definitely a good treat for anyone in the market to spoil themselves. In fact, I gave one the other night to a friend of mine, had a bunch of people over, was doing the fun little, pairings. Here, tried this rum, gave him one of these, absolutely fell in love with it. So it was just another testament to a very good stick. Now that brings me to number 1, which is, I'm running out of hands today. This is the Sin Compromiso. This is another lovely addition to the Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust blended by Steve Saka himself. Really someone who needs no introduction. He's well known within the industry, makes some fantastic sticks to his own preference, but luckily the majority of us like his blending and his taste profile because his cigars are great. So the Sin Compromiso is right up that alley too. And I didn't even realize, but the band itself has a dark green. I was thinking it was black for some reason, but it's a dark olive green to the band, and the writing on the little cedar foot that it has that says Sin Compromiso, meaning basically like there's no compromise when he makes his cigars. He blends incredibly. He uses like amazing tobacco, hard to find, lots of intricate details to the tobacco itself that he does put into his different cigars that he makes. This one in particular is featuring a San Andres Negro wrapper and then a hybridized Ecuadorian Habano binder. And then there's a special plantation grown Nicaraguan filler on the inside of this one to give you the spicy black peppers. You get cedar, you get dark roast coffee, kind of almost like that espresso bean. Just you get that flavoring in there. You get the nice chocolate that then turns into more of like the darker chocolate. So it kind of has the creamy and a little bit in the beginning, and then it gets into that dark chocolate. Lots of different flavors on this one. You also get that gritty earthiness to it, a little bit of it. But again, being that he's a master blender, it just goes well. Everything that he does, I hate to sound like that, but there's just certain people that when they make a cigar, it's like, it's going to be good. And he definitely falls into that category. I have not smoked a cigar from him that I didn't like, and this one falls right into that category. So definitely one that you want to pick up for yourself if you can find it. I know they're a little tough to find in all the different brick and mortars, but definitely don't stop trying. You can certainly reach out to him. He's somebody who's very active on social media, does a lot of really cool posts. So give him a follow, give him a shout out, check him out, ask him where you can find his cigars if you can't find him in your local B&M, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer you. So putting you on the spot, Steve, if you're watching, hopefully you answer anybody who asks you. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in and spending a little bit of your Sunday with me, and it's always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you next week. Cheers.